6:31, and I'm going to call to order the regular meeting of the Neshoba Regional School Committee today on March 12th at 6:31 p.m. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and prepare to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, everybody, so the first item on the agenda is public comment, and I see no one in the gallery, so we're going to keep moving past that onto the consent. Well, there are a couple of friends in the gallery, but nobody for public comment. We see.
Wow, we see.
We have public commenters in the gallery. Sorry, guys. So let's move on to the next item here, and that is the consent agenda. And I'll turn to Amy for the on-the-fly motion.
I move to approve the consent agenda of March 12th, 2025.
And I'll second that. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? All right, everyone. Moving on, thank you for that. School committee chairperson update is next, and I have nothing beyond the regular agenda, so we'll keep going on to our student representative report, and Ryan Mitro is here with us.
Hello. So, our third annual Neshoba International Fest is going to be held on Saturday, April 5th from 12 to 3 at Neshoba. So it's a district event that celebrates the cultural diversity of the district's students, families, and community. There's going to be a buddy ball, which is coming up soon, which is a foundation for special needs athletics for the youth. Spring sports are starting, as well as junior college meetings. So they're kind of juniors are already starting to map out their plans for post high school. A lot of kids, especially in my class, are making way on their portfolio that we work on in homeroom, like their digital learners portfolio, which is cool. And then seal of bioliteracy tests are also happening this week for students. Should be that. That's all I got for you guys. Any questions?
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Any questions for our student representative? Yes?
I actually do have one. Ryan had talked with Dr. Boynton last week and need you and Ava to get together with her because we have to schedule our third and fourth meeting with the advisory team.
Got it.
We got good feedback on the lawn block, doing that during the lawn block last time. Would you agree?
Yes.
So I will point to you and Ava to get those 2 dates scheduled with Dr. Boynton, and she'll make sure they're on my calendar.
Perfect. I'll talk to her with that.
Excellent. Any other questions? All right. Well, thanks, Ryan. Good luck with spring sports. I know that's coming around the corner.
Yeah, I got another 15 minutes, so I gotta head out. So I'll hang around.
Grateful to have you. So we're going to move on next to the superintendent's report. I'll give it to Kirk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I think Ryan is picking the perfect night to stay to the conclusion of the school committee meeting, as I think we're going to be setting records tonight in terms of duration. So thank you, Madam Chair. I want to take this moment to acknowledge that we are voting on the budget tonight, and it has been quite a long and arduous process this year, where we have done tremendous vetting around the school system, around our communities, with our community leaders, receiving information from our families in the district. Just in the past 2 weeks, I've been hosting office hours with all the schools, giving any employee in our district an opportunity to sit down and discuss with me whether it's general concerns or specific personal concerns. So I think we're at an important point tonight with that budget, and I just want to thank everyone that put all their hard work and energy into that and acknowledge that work as we move forward. And with that, I want to turn it over to Mr. Mulcairn to update you. Did you want to update on the piece?
Yeah, absolutely. So, not to repeat Superintendent Downing's words, but this has been a unique budget season for us, and while tonight doesn't finish it, this is the work within the school committee as of this evening, and then we start moving on to the town meetings in May. So just a couple of things. There's the budget that's part of the meeting materials is the final budget. It's what you reviewed last week. There's been no changes other than the header. I would also remind the committee and the public watching either tonight or on video later that the budget development page that we've set up specifically for this year is right on the homepage for the district, as well as they can get into the Finance and Operations Center if they want to educate themselves further on the budget process, the regional agreement, or other factors that we have that play into the budget process and in my office in particular. To sort of put a just tag on it, we want to thank the school committee for their engagement, budget and warrant subcommittee as well, along with the town administrators, the select boards, the FinComs, and just the general public, and certainly our employees out in the district for their engagement. And I think there's just been a shared goal overall of, we always have finite resources, but this year's just been a little bit more of a challenge and in complexity. But there's certainly been a shared willingness and want to do our very best for the educational program and for each and every student in the district within this season. So thank you, and that's a wrap, I think, on what I have to say about budget for FY26 within the confines of the school committee.
I did share with the committee that last Thursday, I said that I would have it, but last Thursday I did have a chance to meet with our legislative contingency. All 5 of them accepted the invitation to meet with me. So, Assistant Superintendent Fran, Mr. Mulcairn joined me. 2 of our reps quite literally left the Joint Ways and Means Committee meeting to come take our information. And they are advocating as a group some increase in Chapter 78 this year. Let's hope it comes through. So there could be more funding coming through Chapter 70. The House budget is estimated to come out right before April vacation. So as I've expressed concerns that have been brought forward to me, particularly around the removal of the deans from our budget, if we're able to receive some additional Chapter 70 funding, that's where we'll begin in reinstatement of the reductions that we've made thus far. So, now moving on, a little bit of a building project update. It is, I connected a link to a video that was in the Common last week, and the steel's beginning to rise. I think Ryan has had a chance to see it straight out of the library.
Yep, right through the windows. It's coming together.
It's quite exciting. We had our weekly architect our owners meeting today. Had a chance to stand out in the middle of what's going to be our future commons and take the perspective of the gymnasium, the office suite, the auditorium. We continue to be on schedule. While we've had, as you would expect, you're going to have a little bit of delay in the winter months as you're putting foundations in. They have to put heating blankets on and things like that. That time is going to be made up as they erect the steel. So all those things are coming. I know we'll have more thorough of an update, Mr. Gleason, at our school building committee next week, where we'll have some more detail on that. I encourage everybody to watch that drone video. The drone video is already almost irrelevant, and that's how fast the steel goes up. They put up the cross beam of the gymnasium, 35 tons I think it was, that was raised up just yesterday. So just exciting stuff. We did make a decision today. We'll be putting an announcement out this Friday about the topping off moment of the steel. And we're going to have on a Saturday, I believe it's May 17th from 10 to noon, we're going to have an opportunity for community members who would like to come in and write their signature on the beam. They'll have that opportunity to do that. So more information will come out in the Common about that. And then the last piece is we have an MCAS update to offer, and I'll turn it over to Assistant Superintendent Friend.
So this is really just a reiteration of a component that we had included in last Friday's Common. And just a message to our families, and we imagine that our building principals will follow up with messaging to their families as well to reinforce the message just around the importance of students' continued participation with MCAS as we move forward into MCAS testing, which will begin at the end of this month and continue through the end of the school year. So as we know, passing MCAS is no longer required for competency determination in Massachusetts or included in our graduation requirements here at Neshoba. State regulations do mandate and require participation for students in grades 3 through 8 and grade 10 who are educated with Massachusetts public funds. So it is a continued requirement for participation for our students in those areas. As well, it's important to note that, and we included it here in the update, that the results and the ratings are directly tied to our accountability ratings, both for participation, for our proficiency performance, and for growth. Those are all tied into our district accountability ratings. And the data does provide us with important information systemically about curriculum, instruction, alignment with standards, and growth over time at grade levels and even at the student level. So we do value the information that we glean from MCAS results. So participation for us is just not a check the box kind of thing. It does give us valuable information to support teaching and learning within the district. Also important to note that students' performance on MCAS may open up scholarship opportunities for our students, as well as the state seal of biliteracy, which we do not include in the common, but that is a component of the state seal of biliteracy requirements to earn the state seal. So we thank our families for supporting their students as we engage in the testing season, and just ask our students to do the best that they can do.
That was a good report.
All right, thank you guys. Do we have any questions on the superintendent report? The competency determination is something that we are going to consider through the policy subcommittee.
Well, we did that in the removal of the MCAS requirement at the
Yeah.
last meeting when that policy was voted in. And so now what we're doing is we're waiting for the governor's task force on competency determination, and they've begun soliciting constituents for that. And I know they've reached out to MASS for their reps, and our executive director is bringing superintendents into that group. So that work's going to begin. It's estimated to be about a 2-year process.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right, guys, so onward and upward here with our agenda. So let's now move, we have no new business, so we're gonna head over to the business and operations section of the agenda. And I wonder if there's anything else that our superintendent would like to share beyond what has already been shared.
I think we have shared what we intended to share.
Okay. So Amy, you had a point of order perhaps on the motion?
I have clarified it for myself, but if you want me to, yeah, can I make it?
Please, yeah.
Okay, so when I looked at this number, I just wanted to clarify that the amount that we're going to be voting in is just the operational budget for the school district. It doesn't include
Correct.
the
Yeah.
debt for the,
Okay, Ross.
If I could.
yeah.
So the figure that you have should include the operational budget and the debt service. The reason why the debt service needs to be in there is because our assessments to the town need to include that, and also through the general fund, we do pay those. So it's a function of the budgeting process. So that 73 million that you should have,
76.
76 that you have
30.
is inclusive of the debt service. I checked our motion from last year, that's the same process.
Okay.
So Amy Cohen is going to make a motion for us, and then we can open it up for discussion certainly.
I move to approve the Neshoba Regional School District FY26 budget in the amount of $76,646,320.
I'll second that. Would anybody like to comment or question? And so let it be known that this does include the debt
Correct.
service
Yep.
for the bonds that we have taken out,
Yep.
which is really just the first round that's included.
The first two.
First two,
Yep.
thank you.
The first two.
Okay.
Approximately 2/3.
Of the total debt
Correct.
service has been taken out and is in there.
Correct.
So
Sure.
just clarification, the percentages though that we were looking at is 2%, 2 points on for Stone, 7 points on for Lancaster, and I forget what
5
it was.
points,
Yeah.
Yep.
2 for both.
Those are inclusive of the debt piece as well.
They're
That's-
not.
They are not.
Those are operational dollars.
That is
only.
just the operational dollars. Okay.
Correct.
And the town administrators, the select boards, the FinComs, and the advisory committee are aware
Yes.
of that.
I provided a debt service memo to the TAs for distribution for within their offices or within their boards last Monday.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, everybody, all those in favor of the budget, raise your hand. Any opposed? All right, that is unanimous. Thank you, everyone, for all of your hard work. We really appreciate everything that you do for this process to go smoothly. So I will say that this is not over. Now the superintendent will certify the school committee's vote to the 3 towns by the deadline.
That's correct.
And then it will go on the 3-town warrants.
That's correct.
And I will say that May 17th is also the date of the Stowe election. So if people want to vote for the brand new school and then come sign the steal, they can.
So it's the 17th.
Yeah.
Initially, it was the 10th. That's been shifted to the 17th.
Well, I think the town meeting is the 10th and the election is the 17th.
The election is the 17th. Yes.
Okay, so that'll be exciting. We can go from one to the other. So everybody, there's no unfinished business, but there is an opportunity for any subcommittees to share out or advisories. Anything that you want to share with anyone? No one? We've already heard? Okay. Seeing none. Any items for the next agenda? Alita, do you want to bring up the planning calendar just to make sure that we're all, this is obviously a big hurdle that we get over every single year, and then the agenda needs to kind of refocus on the academic instructional mission of the school. And so our next meeting, as you guys can see from Alita projecting,
26th.
March 26th. March, the month that just keeps on going. It's actually a very light order here. We have a food service update. We have a policy first reading.
I don't know. We're meeting on the 24th. It's unlikely. It will probably be the next one after that. We still have a small round of stuff that we're finishing up, but we're at the tail end.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We won't be able to turn around for the 26th.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Why even try? So I am going to move that, and I'll take the second reading off. All right, so right now we have a food service update. We also have the operating budget report from Finance and Operations, and that's all we really have on the agenda. But I'm sure Kirk will find lots to add.
So
Yeah.
I'd have something I'd like us to consider, whether
Yeah.
it's the next meeting or something thereafter, but I think we should be looking at the capacities of our schools with respect to the student populations in our district and whether we're properly utilizing our facilities and what the future might look like and what, if there might be an opportunity somewhere down the line to use our facilities differently, more optimally, maybe with the goal of saving some money. So, like I say, this is just a kernel of an idea. I think we should discuss what it looks like some more and get other members' feedbacks. But it's something I'd like us to start thinking about, maybe.
Commonly referred to as a space study.
Sure.
Okay.
And that could actually sync up with the enrollment analysis, or not enrollment. Enrollment?
When we do,
School
forgive
choice?
me, I don't have my glasses on. I didn't hear. School choice, we are scheduled on
Oh.
for second meeting in May is when, in April is when we typically do that. When are we showing?
That's the hearing,
Is
the
it
meeting.
first meeting? Oh, the presentation and the hearing, right. The presentation will be the first meeting, the hearing will be the second meeting. Annually, I bring up the enrollment reports of that, so that I can fold into that. In
Well,
terms
so
of
again,
building
this isn't an
usage.
agenda item. I'd like to talk about it when it's an agenda item, and then we can get other people's input on it. So,
Yeah, but just trying to figure out where I can plug in. So I have it in the parking lot,
That's fine.
and that will give Kirk and I the reminder to place it appropriately.
Yeah. And I'll work with Mr. Mulcairn on that as operations.
All right. Anything else you guys want to see in the parking lot or in a future agenda?
The communication subcommittee is going to be meeting to develop a survey. And since it's already March, I think I was looking at the calendar trying to figure out how we would be able to, well, that was one of our goals, was to develop a survey, send it out, review it. So Is that something that we need to put on the school committee agenda to get approved by the committee, or what's that process? Maybe that's a parking lot
Maybe
thing.
you and you as the chair can speak with me about how to best facilitate that. It's about school committee communication, right?
It's about the school committee's website and how it's being accessed and how it can be improved, really.
Great. Okay, so let's
But we're going to meet and talk about what it's actually about, so. That's
We also have a NEASC update that is upcoming
Yeah.
that Kirk and I are going to find a spot for. A potential school profile presentation that our guidance
Yep.
director can tackle, things of that sort. Anything else you guys want on the planning calendar? All right, if anything comes to mind, just let me know and I'll put it on here and then Kirk and I will use it to plan.
We will look at that at cabinet on Monday, and then I can bring you some recommendations at our weekly planning meeting next Wednesday.
Okay. Great. All right, everyone, if there's nothing else, I am going to move to adjourn.
Second.
Jolly Cohen, all those in favor? Wonderful. Any opposed? All right, nobody wants to stay. Good night, everybody.
This is the